Hello, everyone. All maybe 8 or 9 people who end up watching this. My name is Tristan, aka C Rhymes, and this is my very first video on YouTube. And yes, right behind me there, that is water. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Anyway, this is my very first video, and currently we are one game into the 2023 NFL season. So I thought I want to record a video and just get one out there to start. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe I'll do my initial thoughts on Lions Chiefs, or I'll do my picks for week one, or my thoughts on my team, the Seattle Seahawks. But instead, I came up with an interesting idea last night. So I'm going to cover that. Eventually, I will do a channel introduction video where I'll talk about me, what I plan on doing, why the heck my background looks like this, and uh, it'll get done at some point. But for now, I'm just going to get into the premise of today's video. So I'm going to start with the background context. Every year I draft two fantasy football teams. I have for the past 4 years. Let's see, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So this is my fifth year. And I did as a kid as well, but I was a kid. In 2019, I sucked because my quarterbacks were Tom Brady and Drew Brees. In 2020, I sucked because I didn't draft running backs. In 2021, I sucked because I didn't draft running backs. And last year, both my teams were over 500 for the very first time. And one of my teams, I don't know if you'll believe this, one of my teams went undefeated until the championship game. I lost by 2 points. Giving me another reason to dislike Rodgers. I just needed them to stay on the field, give the ball to Aaron Jones or whatever, and run out the clock because they had the lead. I just needed him to do that, and I would win. And instead, he throws an interception. His last pass is a Packer. The Lions get the ball back. Jamal Williams gets a few carries. And I lose by 2 points because my opponent had Jamal Williams. So, in my depression slash hysteria induced fallout from that event, I've gone crazy with my fantasy team. I drafted one a month ago, but last night I got an idea. Now let me show you. So this was my idea. I decided to draft the Seattle Seahawks in fantasy. Every player I could fit on the roster. And it was definitely really funny to me at the time. But I know this is not going to go well. I know for a fact I'm going to lose a ton of games. It was just kind of an idea I got on the whim. And I was like, you know what, I'll do that. It's funny. So my second fantasy team this year is the Seattle Seahawks. The one thing that I will note about this is that by only drafting players from one team and essentially removing myself from the real competition for anything and for any picks, I also make my opponents more difficult. I make them stronger because, for example, if somebody's picking at pick 18, they're going to have more players available to them because I decided to take DK Metcalf and Kenneth Walker. So, for example, if he went before I picked, but if, for example, if Bijan Robinson is available at pick, or if it was available at pick 8, right after where I drafted, then, I would have snatched him up if I was drafting legit. Instead, they get Bijan. So it kind of pushes players back a little bit, and it might increase parity. It might just create my own hell and somebody else going undefeated winning the championship. I don't know, but I'm very interested to see. I know I'm guaranteed one loss. That's that's not saying much because I'm gonna lose a lot of games. My team is really gonna depend on how well the Seahawks do, obviously. So if the Seahawks do great and they pitch a shutout and they score like 40 points, then I'm going to do fantastic. But if they don't and they win a game or lose a game like 13 to 10 or 10 to like 27, I'm not going to do great. I'm not going to do good at all. So, and the other thing is, unlike other fantasy teams where, you'll have your players and they're all going to get their catches, their receiving yards, or their carries, their touchdowns, whatever. My players are all going to compete for targets. So, with the lineup I have, DK, Tyler, Noah Fant, and JSN, when Noah Fant scores a touchdown, it takes one away from everybody else. Or when JSN gets like 3 targets and 2 catches on a drive, well, those targets could have gone elsewhere. So my players are going to be taking their targets from someone else on the team. So it's not going to be as good. Like, there'll be games where I'll have a receiver who gets like a catch. So, or multiple players that I started get a catch. I have to start Zach Charbonnet. Like, that's not that's not a great sign that my running back 2 is a backup and probably won't get too many carries. So that's already a glaring hole. But I'm very interested to see how this goes. If I win a game, then I will be really happy. I will consider this experiment a success. But but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Um, of course, if you feel like talking shit and think this was stupid because the Seahawks are going to win 7 games, let me know. Tell me that. I am not afraid of smack talk. I welcome it. So, anyway, that's my first video in the books. Thank you all so much for watching, whoever does. I greatly appreciate it. I'm really trying to start something here. And I will see you in the next video. Probably breaking down week 1 or the Seahawks first game. Peace.